What's up, my fellow Gators? Today I'm going to show you how to be a star.
I'm a star!
Not that kind of star, but a little bit like that star. Oh yeah, and for some reason Shadowheart hits a mean gritty before stepping off the elevator. Cool, but dark. Full disclosure, this isn't an original build. I bummed it off of Colby over a D4 deep dive, and if you want to know more, I'll link that video down below. Since that video is very in-depth, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version in this video. With that out of the way, strap in, because this is where the fun begins. Most importantly, we have the Luminous Armor, which causes a radiant shockwave that inflicts radiating orb on all enemies within a 10-foot radius upon dealing radiant damage. Now, I'm no mathematician, but that's a lot of radians. To put this into perspective, you have to understand what stacks of radiating orb do. This condition simply reduces the affected entity's attack rolls by 1 per stack of radiating orb. Simply put, it's like someone is shining a flashlight in your face while you're trying to stab them. Kind of annoying, right? But what's the big deal? Well, this item combos extremely well with another item known as the Holy Lance Helm. This helm retaliates against attackers who miss their attack rolls, causing a subsequent dexterity saving throw that, if failed, leads to the enemy taking 1d4 radiant damage. This then triggers another round of radiant shockwave, further decreasing the likelihood of nearby enemies landing their attacks, and by now you probably see where I'm going with this. But keep in mind that the Holy Lance Helm triggers a dex saving throw. Because the beautiful part of this vicious holy light cycle is that radiating orb is a condition, and with the boots of Stormy Clamour, whenever we inflict a condition upon an enemy, we also apply 2 stacks of reverberation. Now, reverberation is cool because each stack reduces the affected entity's strength, dexterity, and constitution saving throws by 1. Upon suffering 5 or more stacks, the poor enemies that we have now transformed into Helen Keller clones take a little thunder damage and must succeed a DC 10 constitution saving throw or fall prone. The Gloves of Belligerent Skies add insult to injury by adding more stacks of reverberation to our instances of damage, bearing in mind that the majority of our opponent's saving throws will be at a severe penalty of up to -9 when taking into account that the cherry on top of all this mayhem is the beloved Phalar Aluve song Shriek. Shriek causes all nearby enemies in a 20-foot radius to receive a 1d4 penalty to all saving throws, as well as take an additional 1d4 thunder damage from all sources, which, if you've been living under a rock and don't already know, that's insane. Considering we are making a lot of enemies roll saving throws and positioning Shadowheart as an emissary of entropy at the center of massive hordes of enemies, this build's pretty good. And it sounds cool. Anyways, that's enough talk for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the clips. Let's get into the action. When Balthazar suddenly appeared in the wild, he reminded me of someone I once knew. Oh yeah, that's it. And as much as I love Peter Griffin, I stopped watching Family Guy when I was like 14, so he's basically dead to me. After Asterion fails his hand at magic, I gently remind him to stick to the strings because Mr. Griffin still thinks he's hot shit in my book, and the thought of that makes me sick. Nevermiss takes a look around, realizing she's downwind of her own farts and lets another one rip. Soon after, she takes some hard drugs, giving her a second wind like a true rock star. Now that's an encore. The king decides it's time to try out his sun stick, and you know what? I think he kinda likes it. But that's enough magic for one day because it's back to basics and we're using sticks the way they were meant to be used. Clubbing. Shadowheart says it's time to shine, and with my spirituality intact and my chakras aligned, we'll put these skellies to rest with the power of the divine. Despite my Starlight's best efforts, Nevermiss goes down, and the skeletons prove they are all bones, no brains, as they wander astray into the face of the cosmos. Rest in peace, skellies. Asterion remembers he's useful with the crossbows and helps out the team. With that attitude, we might actually stand a chance. But it seems Mr. G has caught on to our game plan as he makes a big stink about it before reaching his hand into an unguarded cookie jar. You ever heard of keto, dude? The short king sustains open fire as 2 skeletons get microwaved like some Hot Pockets, and you best believe this dog is hungry because it's time to eat. Asterion finally wins his duel and joins the grim afterparty, but doesn't make much of an impression. However, the Star and the King have been in the mosh pit all night, and by this point, all that gritty practice is paying off. I wish my mom sent me to gritty practice. Here I just want to highlight how strong wrath damage is for being applied after the division of Tiger's Bloodlust, especially when dealing with targets vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. Nerd stuff aside, this battle is in the bag as my boy goes absolutely berserk in the paint, closing this one out in style. I want to thank you all for the amazing support you showed my last video. It's awesome to see the community coming together and sharing ideas about the game. One of my favorite things to do is theorycraft, so if you see something I could have done differently, let me know in the comments below. As always, I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Bye!